Let's head overseas again, and the United States has suspended food aid to North Korea because it says Pyongyang simply can't be trusted. For more, our North America correspondent Craig McMurtry joins us now from Washington. Craig, good morning. How is the Obama administration justifying this move?
Morning, Michael. Well, the State Department is saying that it has no confidence in the good faith of North Korea. Essentially, US officials are saying that they thought they had a deal in February, that there would be a moratorium on missile tests, and in return the US would provide 240,000 tonnes of food aid. Now, they are saying that by Pyongyang's insistence that they're going to go ahead with a rocket launch in the next fortnight. North Korea is saying it's to put a satellite into orbit and is entirely for peaceful purposes. But Washington is saying that it involves ballistic missile technology and is in breach of the moratorium, would be in breach of a UN Security Council resolution, that Pyongyang is not acting in good faith, and so they've decided that they are going to stop this food aid shipment.
Looking now at that big domestic story you've been covering now, and that is the Supreme Court's review into the Obama healthcare plan. The White House had a fairly bad day, it's fair to say, yesterday. Was it any better for the administration today?
Well, look, it's hard to say. Today was the last day of oral argument, the third day. Essentially, the 9 Supreme Court justices were looking at the issue of severability. That is, if we assume that the Supreme Court decides that the central element of the Barack Obama's Affordable Care Act, that is this requirement, the individual mandate they call it, for Americans to take out medical cover or face a penalty. If the Supreme Court decides that is unconstitutional, does that necessarily mean that the entire act is thrown out? Can bits of it remain? And of course, the 26 states who are calling for the law to be overturned are arguing if you take that element out, that it leaves essentially a hollow shell, and therefore the whole thing has to go, which has serious ramifications because other elements include extending Medicaid to some 16 million Americans. It would provide cover to 16 million Americans. Also a measure that allows young Americans up to the age of 26 to stay on their parents' plan. So it would have serious ramifications if the whole thing is thrown out. The 26 states that have brought the challenge are saying it needs to go. The justices, essentially one of them in particular, kind of encapsulated it all, saying that effectively the court's being asked to either wreck the law or look at some sort of salvage job. So who knows where they go. Today was the last day. I guess you can say that in contrast, yesterday the pressure was on the Solicitor General representing the Obama administration, trying to say that it was constitutional. Today the pressure was on the other side, with the justices grilling the lawyers representing the states who brought the challenge, saying, well, look, if we agree with you and remove this one section, does it automatically follow that the rest of it has to go?
OK, Craig McMurtry in Washington, thank you very much for the update there.
OK.